Home invasion cases are more common than many realize. The fear of an unwelcome guest breaking into your home is a nightmare scenario that unfortunately happens all too often. Let's explore some real-life horror stories that will make you double-check your locks tonight and rethink the concept of safety within your own home. Being home alone can be a terrifying experience, especially when you realize how vulnerable you are to potential threats. From break-ins to stalkers, countless individuals have faced harrowing situations while being alone at home. The comfort of solitude can quickly turn into a haunting ordeal when you find yourself in the midst of a dangerous situation with no one around to help. Imagine the creeping dread of knowing you are not as alone as you thought. The following accounts detail spine-tingling experiences of home invasions and crimes that took place when individuals were by themselves, showcasing the raw and unsettling reality of these encounters. One of the most intense moments in these stories occurred when a young woman named Sarah heard footsteps approaching her bedroom door late at night. She had been enjoying a quiet evening alone, engrossed in a book, completely unaware that an intruder had silently entered her house. The sudden sound of those steps, drawing closer and closer, filled her with a visceral sense of dread. She could hear her heart pounding in her chest as she barely breathed, hoping beyond hope that the intruder would leave. The minutes felt like hours, stretching on in agonizing suspense until finally, the footsteps retreated. However, the sense of fear lingered long after the immediate danger had passed, haunting her dreams and everyday life. John, another individual who thought he was safe within the confines of his suburban home, experienced a different kind of horror. He had always felt secure in his neighborhood, but he started noticing things out of place. Items moved, doors left ajar. At first, he dismissed these occurrences as forgetfulness, but then one night, he caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure lurking in his backyard. His blood ran cold as he realized he was being watched. Despite calling the police, they found nothing, leaving John feeling increasingly paranoid. He began to constantly check his surroundings and installed multiple security cameras in an attempt to regain some sense of control. However, the stalker was never caught, and the sense of being watched never fully disappeared, leaving John in a perpetual state of anxiety and hypervigilance. Emily faced a more direct and immediate threat. She was enjoying a relaxing evening with a book when she heard the unmistakable sound of glass breaking. Her heart raced as the realization hit her. Someone had broken a window to enter her home. Panic set in as she quickly hid in a closet, dialing 911 and whispering her location to the operator. Every second felt like an eternity as she listened to the intruder moving through her house, taking valuables and invading her personal space. The intruder left before the police arrived, but the psychological impact of the break-in was profound. Emily was left feeling violated and unsafe in her own home, struggling with the lingering fear that it could happen again. These stories highlight the importance of taking safety measures when you're home alone. Installing security systems, using strong locks, and being vigilant can make a significant difference in ensuring your safety. Our first tale takes place in a small town in the Midwest, where a young woman named Emily had just moved into her first apartment. Excited to have some alone time, she settled in for a relaxing evening of Netflix and popcorn. However, as the night grew darker, Emily began to hear a faint whispering voice coming from the bedroom. At first, she tried to brush it off as her imagination playing tricks on her, but the voice continued to get louder and more persistent. Terrified, Emily grabbed a baseball bat and cautiously made her way towards the bedroom. What she saw next sent chills down her spine. A shadowy figure was lurking in the corner, whispering unintelligible words. Without hesitation, Emily bolted out of the apartment and never looked back. To this day, she still shudders at the thought of what could have happened if she'd stayed a moment longer. One cold winter night, Alex woke up to the sound of footsteps outside his window. Thinking it was just a raccoon or deer, he tried to go back to sleep. However, the footsteps grew louder and closer, sending shivers down his spine. Gathering his courage, Alex grabbed a flashlight and went outside to investigate. What he found left him trembling with fear. A trail of footprints led from the edge of the woods to his front door, but there was no one in sight. The footprints appeared to be human, but they abruptly stopped at the entrance as if whatever had made them had simply vanished into thin air. Terrified, Alex locked himself inside the cabin for the rest of the night, wondering what unseen presence had paid him a visit that fateful evening, who had warned her to never leave the doll alone. Ignoring the warning, Sarah placed the doll on the shelf in her bedroom and went to bed. That night, she was awoken by the sound of giggling and whispers coming from the doll. Alarmed, Sarah turned on the light and was horrified to see the doll sitting upright on the shelf, its eyes glowing in the darkness. Frozen with fear, Sarah watched as the doll began to move on its own, its porcelain limbs jerking unnaturally. Without hesitation, Sarah grabbed the doll and threw it out of the window, watching as it shattered on the pavement below. To her horror, the giggling and whispers continued long after the doll had been destroyed, leaving Sarah to wonder if she had truly gotten rid of the evil presence that had taken hold of her home. Have you had a scary experience while being home alone? Sharing your stories in the comments below can help create a community of support and awareness. Your experiences could be featured in our next video, helping others understand the importance of vigilance and safety measures. Stay safe, and remember, being prepared can help keep you secure in your own home. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more bone-chilling content, and stay vigilant out there. Until next time, stay spooky.